Doo-doo. Good evening, everyone. How we doing? Everybody good? You got your coffee? You got your snacks? Whatever it may be. For those tea drinkers, you got your tea? Hope so. All right. We already got quite a few people in here waiting on me. Looks like we got 10 people in here and 5 thumbs up. If you're here, do smash that thumbs up. It lets YouTube know you like the work we're doing. So good evening, Terror, Luna, Silver Arrow, and Luna Saris, the Purified. Welcome. Red Lightning, hello. Good to see you again. Yes, Terror. Everyone remember your beverages. Strawberry, welcome back. Hey, Peachy, good to see you. 7LV, good to see you back too. Anubis, welcome. So, this has been an interesting weekend for me. It's been a busy one, but a good one. The Wasbies, welcome. Hello. So, good news, everyone. We got a big announcement here, as promised. After the stream, or even during, if you want, just don't click off the stream. If you check in the description down there, you'll see the Yule 2020 limited edition coffee mug designed by Luna Silver Arrow. It is now available at the merch store. So if you'd like to support the work we're doing, or you just want to collect one of the limited edition mugs, click that and go grab yours before they're sold out. We're only going to be doing a limited run of 50 of them. So remember that. Let's see. Jade, welcome. Selena, welcome. Thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed the videos. Oh, and this isn't important, well, necessarily, but I know a lot of you worry about my cough and my health and how I've been doing. Feeling fantastic. My cough, I did find out, is essentially when I was sick, it left an irritation on the lungs. Doc said that can take weeks to clear up. He recommended cough drops, which ironically is the only thing I haven't taken for it because I didn't know that was a thing. I've always thought coughs were, trying to get things out. I didn't think about the irritation side, so I've actually been taking things to help me cough. Stupid, you know what I mean? Oh, well, learn something new every day. So after my wife got herself up on the floor laughing at me because the one thing I didn't try is cough drops, which is the one thing most people go to first, looks to be the solution. So tomorrow's goal is go out and get cough drops. So here we go. But I know that's not important or anything, but I know a lot of you do worry about me, which I do appreciate, and it means a lot to me. So I wanted to share what we know so you don't worry. Yes, Luna's entry, pardon me, was very nice. I did not vote on it. As you all know, anytime we do these contests, I try to remove myself from it. I do believe she actually put me in that one. I know there's a guy in a trench coat and sunglasses over there in the corner. I suspect that was supposed to be me. Drake is too strong to die from. Amir Cold. Need an entire army. Thank you, Anubis. True that I ain't going down without a fight. Those are actually the ones I'm getting, Luna. Those are some of my favorite. I'm with you on that. We see an eye to eye there. But I thank you for the recommendation. So, no, it's been a good weekend. Believe it or not, I can't believe it. I actually took a day off, and I mean a whole day. I didn't do anything that would actually count as work related. Y'all know I take Saturdays off. Take them off. I usually pop into the Discord server or something. I usually end up doing something work related. Um, but I actually managed to take a whole Saturday off this week. Um, Played a little video game, poked around, done some reading, bugged the wife, ordered pizza. It was a good day. Good day. I needed it for sure. Uh, Purified. I'm gonna have to go ahead and delete that because YouTube gets a little bitchy on those consciences, but I will address it. I promise. Um, so purified. My viewpoint on this is um I actually steer my students away from anything like that because though in the correct situation, in the correct um percentages and amounts and everything, they can be an aid. But I'll be honest, very few of the people who claim to use them actually know those percentages and amounts, nor and use them in any way that would even remotely be viewed as safe. And secondly, I honestly believe Magick is a concept of self mastery, and you should be able to master yourself without an external source because you're not building your power if someone can simply take an item away from you and you can't do it no more. So I'm actually not a big proponent in things like that because of that. I want to teach my students so that if you were to put them in a 5x5 cell or they were isolated, they didn't have their tools, they were just as powerful as ever. And honestly, it's like anything else. You have to kind of teach them from the get go not to use those things because if they start using them as a crutch, it's very, very hard to wean them off it ever. That's one reason people who use training wheels when they learn to ride a bike, it's so hard for them to learn to ride a bike without training wheels because they're so used to that safety net. Whereas a person who learns to ride a bike without training wheels ever, they're the ones who end up riding better, quicker. So I actually use the same mentality when it comes to Magick. That's not knocking the traditions that use them. It's just that is my personal philosophy and the philosophy I do pass on to my students, purified. I'm not a big proponent or fan of anything that messes with my mind in any way, anyway. Because, yeah, I got the kind of friends you do something, you end up glued to the floor the next day. Let's see, Luna Silvero, chaos, madness, insanity, and end of the world incoming. Drake didn't work. Yeah, well, Luna, I guess even I get a day off occasionally. I'm trying to spend as much time with my wife as I can. She's going to be away from home for a while, so trying to make good with my time with her. I love that little booger. Halloween, welcome. So glad you can make it. Good to see you. I attempt to take the day off, Peachy. You all know I do greatly reduce my workload on Saturdays. Greatly reduced. So yeah, it's close to a day off. Let's see what we got here. Terror, do you do Magic full time or as a career type thing, or do you have something else you do for a career? I actually do not know this answer. Actually, yes, I do Magic full time. This is what I do for a career. Um, I do spell work and teach classes, and I work to use my magic to help my community. Um, we do move a lot. So my wife, oh man, I was arguing with Odin and my wife. I can't remember which one originally. I want to say it's my wife is the one that pitched the idea of me bringing everything online, so that every time we move, I don't have to start over. But it's been a big help. Um, what can I say? She was right. I didn't think it'd do anything, and look, here we are now. Over 5,000 subs to this channel. The school's doing very well. And as y'all know, we are filming another class to add to the school, hopefully first quarter of next year. But yeah, I do stay pretty active and very, very busy. So this is actually what I do. The hours are long, and I can't say the pay is high, but it meets my necessities and my needs, and I'm prospering pretty well, which Magick does help with that. So anytime I have a need or whatnot, I can meet it. So, of course, like anyone with a functioning brain, I am considering and planning for retirement, though every time I say the word, my wife laughs at me because she's like, she don't think I'm going to do it. She don't think I'll retire, which she might be right. She might be right. I love what I do. So I hope that answers your question a little bit there, Tara. Let's see. We gonna get hey now. No, Peachy, you and Halloween cannot gang up on me. No. I shall release the Sephi on you all. Let's see. So, honestly, Red Lightning, I wouldn't recommend making a pact for that at all. That's a good way to go sideways and go bad. Let's see. Because you're messing with way too many people's minds and emotions, and free will is not something you're going to be able to conquer in the long term. You'll get yourself in trouble with that. Let's see. Yeah, it's even though I know it's legalized in a lot of places, and honestly, at least with purified like marijuana, I do understand it's safer than tobacco. Let's really be honest at this point. And it does have so many medical benefits. But yes, it does create a mind alteration effect. So I don't actually recommend it either for the exact same reason. The same would actually go for alcohol. I really, really try to steer clear of anything that causes any alteration in the state of the mind, which does include alcohol. There are a few rituals that occasionally call for stuff, like I know in Norse ritual, mead is pretty popular. If I include those at all, it'll be such a small amount that it's not going to have an effect on me. Or in the case of some of my students, because I got students that they can't drink a sip of a beer without an effect, I tell them to offer the beer to the entity and they drink water. So that's just the general myth concept of it. Now, that's not to say I won't have an old fashioned or something or some meat. I mean, y'all know I'm a home brewer. When I'm not doing rituals, because I enjoy those things. So. But those are the general ideals that I try to follow because I want to put the emphasis on self-empowerment, not empowerment from an external thing. And I want to make sure they pick up the skills without having an outside source influencing it. And I also try to walk the talk. I don't recommend doing one thing while I'm over here doing something else. I actually live what I preach. I'm a big believer in that. Let's see. Jay, hey, bro. Can I learn more magic? Like laser eyes. At this current time, I do not think anyone has quite broken the wall of laser eyes and stuff like that, Jay. I apologize. Real magic is a bit more subtle. That's more in the fantasy realm and D&D realm. It is honest work. I'm actually kind of blessed with it, really. I mean, 10, 15 years ago, if you told me this is what I'd be doing for a living, I'd have laughed at you. But I'm enjoying it. I've always been someone who loves to research and learn new things and push the envelope and discover. So it really suits my personality. And then I love to help people. and I love to empower them to do for themselves. So again, the teaching concept. I never saw myself as a teacher, and many of you on this channel heard me make comments to that. But apparently, I'm good at it. Who'd have thunk it? Halloween, 13 likes, 20 plus watchers. Let's get those likes up. Yes, let's get those likes up. Hit the thumbs up. Give the channel a like. Subscribe if you haven't already. Let's get the likes up. Let YouTube know you like the work we're doing, or at least like joining us for the closing of the weekend and drinking some coffee. Which, thank you, Sephi, for making a fresh pot of coffee before you disappeared and went upstairs. Highly appreciate it. Love you. So let's see what we got. Let's see here. Oh crap! It jumped. Why did it jump so? Okay, here we go. Thanks for the answer, Drake. It's cool. Your passion as a career. It is cool. Like I said, I'm pretty blessed on that. But honestly, if you're willing to put in hard work, you can really turn your passion into a way to either finance it as a hobby, which is really where I kind of started with this, or take it to the next level. But don't let anybody tell you it's not work. It is a lot of hard work. No problem, Tara. If you already gave your thumbs up, not a problem. Let's see. Nathan Paul. I wish to become one of your students to learn Magick. Nathan, currently the list of spots for private students is full. Right now, the best thing is to probably check out the playlist that we have on here. If you email me at workingdragonmystic at gmail.com, I can get you on a waiting list for spots that open up. I am kind of fully booked right now for the distance and online classes. We also do have the workingdragonmystic.com school, but right now we only have Dragon Magic 101, meditation, and Arcane Senses over there, which are full detailed video classes taught directly by me. It's as if you're working with me in one of the group classes that I teach. Those are very, very popular, so that's also an option. But yeah, if you email me your information, so make sure I have your name and your email, I will get you on the list, and I'll contact you to see if you're still interested when a spot opens. Seven LV. It actually has a few other aspects to it too that also come into play for ritual aspects. And again, it's one of those things where you're removing your responsibility to have the skill set to do it. So yeah, it's why I don't really recommend it. Because again, if you're relying on a secondary or outside source to do any of your magics, you're not mastering yourself. So when it comes to connecting and aligning the three bodies, you need to be able to do it yourself. Let's see. Oh, crap. We are busy in chat tonight. I'm way behind. Whoa. Okay. If I missed something, I apologize, people. We are busy tonight. Everybody's wanting to drink some coffee with us tonight. This is good. Thank everybody for joining us. See. Jay, we enjoy having you, but if you are going to be here and participate, do participate. Don't just flood the chat with nonsense because you're right. I'm not a stage magician. Though I do know a few stage magician tricks, but obviously I don't come to live streams prepared for them. Actually, I haven't practiced them in years. Huh. So let's see what we get here. Snapper K, the Wizard Warrior. Can you teach about creating sigils and what each symbol represents, such as a triangle being a harmonious energy or a gateway to allow harmonious energies to enter? Actually, the triangle having that representation is a correspondence that some have and some don't. But as far as sigils, we do actually have a video on sigils and beginner sigil magic and crafting them and using them. But the general ideal behind sigils is to take a concept or an ideal that you're wanting to manifest, put it into some form. Usually, it's a dialect form, wording, written format. It can be in your native language. It can be in a foreign language. It can use a magical alphabet. It can use your standard alphabet. Doesn't really matter. And then you begin with that and you take that ideal and you construct that complex ideal into a singular sigil. And once you have the singular sigil, you can charge it and focus the ideal in order to help manifest it. That would be the quick synopsis of that concept there, Sniper. And just so we do know, let's kind of keep the drugs and alcohol comments to a minimum because we do try to keep this channel open to a larger group. Let's see what we got. Let's see. Yeah, 100-year-old dragon probably actually could. They're pretty small at 100. I'm tired. It's 2 in the morning here. It's understandable. We all get that slappy, goofy tired. I've been there many a times. Hell, you pop into the Discord chat a lot of times. There's many of us in there that's that way. It gets weird. There's a reason our voice chat literally says enter at your own risk. So I get that, Pure Fat. I totally get that. And I'm just glad that you actually stayed up to join us here in the coffee hour. So we appreciate it. A 17-year-old would probably still be the same size as when it hatched. So it'd be a tiny little booger. Like the size of a kitten or something. I mean, it'd probably fit in this little coffee cup. Let's see. Let's see what we got here. Oh, crap. We jumped again. Uh, 7LV, the course actually provides a lot more detail as well as video walkthroughs, explanations, even guided meditations. There is a lot of material in the course that is not on YouTube because YouTube, the way the structure set up, just won't let me do it. So it's a much more deep dive into it, path working, as well as how to construct the dragon tools. It's, I think overall, Course is a 6 to 9 month path working, and that's just Dragon Magic 101. Actually, Annie, that's a good question. Caffeine has never seemed to affect me. Um, though if I do find students where it does affect them, I do tell them to limit it. Doctors have actually tried to hold on, track how long it even stays in my system. It does not stay in my system long, maybe 20, 25 minutes. So for some reason, caffeine don't. If for some reason I find it doing so, you can bet I'd leave it out. There are some things you have to play by ear because everyone's a little different. Jay, I always thought dinosaurs were a cover up for real physical dragons, which used to roam the earth. Also depicted in unconnected mythologies across the earth. I apologize, everyone. I'm gonna grab some water. Jay, you actually could be right. I know a lot of people who's had that theory. And when you consider we've never found a complete T-Rex skeleton, that we've pieced it together from theory, and you look at the shape of a T-Rex skull, that theory gets a lot bigger and holds a lot more water. So yeah, I'm y'all know I'm pretty much a very facts-based kind of individual. So I think that at least a good chunk of the dinosaurs very well may be. So I'd have to say I agree with you on some of that, Jay. Anubis. Yeah, at this point, Anubis, my blood type's pretty much dark roast. Whoop, I jumped again. Oh, we are busy in here tonight. This is awesome, guys. It's so good to see so many people in here tonight. How are dragons made if they're energy-based entities? Okay, this is one I touched on the other day, but only to a bit. So here's the thing: the draconic realm to a dragon is just as physical and tangible as our physical realm. They just don't have the limitations we do. So what we consider energy-based actually does have a physical tangibility, just not on our plane. And because of that, dragons actually do mate. They lay eggs. They watch after the eggs hatch and are born. In fact, they have an entirely secured realm that they refer to as the hatchery that no entity aside from dragons is allowed to enter into. They're extremely protective of the young. What's the difference between arcane sense and clairvoyance? None, Anubis. Absolutely none. The arcane senses actually do, if you look at them, clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience, all the clairs, as some people call them, will easily match up with one of the arcane senses. One of the reasons I don't use the clairaudience, clairvoyance terminologies is they get confusing, and it's hard for people to try and learn these words while actually trying to open their senses. Some people do it really well. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying everybody has trouble with it, but by just simplifying it and breaking it down to arcane sight, clairvoyance, arcane hearing, clairaudience. The very word itself explains what you're doing. And it's a lot easier for people to put their focus on developing the skills. Red Lightning, yeah, Aphrodite would be a fair choice for that. You just got to do some research and lore, but Aphrodite would be a good one. Halloween, like coffee has no effect on Drake. Coffee freaks out my system. Yeah, I mean, actually, Halloween has been with me in a video chat or a voice chat, and I literally can down a pot of coffee and go straight to bed. It has no effect. It's weird. See, do I need to have a wand to participate in basic Dragon's Flame ritual? No, you do not, Maverick. You do not. All you need is you and a desire to work with them and make friends and actually build that relationship. So, no tools are required. Dragon magic is pretty approachable. So no, you don't need a wand. You can just approach it as is. In fact, I actually recommend my students do the Dragon's Flame ritual with no tools start now. Even in the Dragon Magic 101, when we discuss tools, I make a note that if you find the tool you would like to use, then you can start using it. But otherwise, it's not needed. Terror. I still believe in dinos. Oh, I still believe in dinos. I'm not saying every dinosaur fossil out there is a dragon, but I do think there may be a small correlation there, Terror. But correlation is not causation. Don't be sorry for how much chatter we got. I'm going to do my best to answer questions. It's always good to see you guys so chatty. It's actually nice. It's good to know y'all enjoy these streams. Oh, did they find a full T-Rex in Montana now? I'll have to look that one up, Red Lightning. Thank you. I'll look into that. I will double check that. It's one thing about magic and, well, anything in life. You got to be willing to be wrong and be willing to accept new information as it comes in. Because if they have found a full T-Rex, that does shoot down a lot of the dragon ideals that some people put out there. So, let's see. Animal Man asked, "Did the gods create humans in any way?" That's a little harder to answer, but the general synopsis is they help to create the meat suits that we wear in order for us as a species to grow. It's not like they necessarily created the species itself. Though some mythologies and deities will even claim that. Well, I mean, even in Norse mythology, the three creator gods, Odin and his two brothers, actually, the lore states that they did. So, but by and large, it's depending on where you're at in the multiverse, the story changes. But as far as the creation of the physical playpen that we're currently in as the infantile race or species that we are, that they did play a hand in. But there are definitely more than one creator god that played a hand in that. Actually, me and Thoth directly didn't have a major disagreement. Actually, Thoth is one of the ones I got along with. My disagreement with the Egyptian deities was a good chunk of them wanted me to bow down, kneel, and worship. I ain't gonna do it. That won't happen. And because of that, yeah, we had a disagreement. Thoth, he more or less respected my viewpoint. And him and I would talk to quite a bit and exchange philosophy and thought processes. And I enjoyed going around with him on thought exercises. Him and I drifted apart, not really on a bad blood or anything, because anytime I do need to reach out with him and chat with him, he's quick to answer. But Ra, me and Ra don't get along. He was not willing to work as equals. It was kneel and bow and worship or nothing. And it's like, well, then I'll take nothing. And I went elsewhere. I know it's some people that's their cup of tea, and that's all good and well and good. It's just not my cup of tea. Look at Halloween on top of these questions. Girl, thank you. Y'all's doing good. Thank you for keeping up with some of the chat a little better than I am, apparently. Yes, it is super, super rare to find full skeletons of anything. So, yeah. But that's one reason I'm so fascinated to look up at this Montana discovery. Um, Many of you know science is kind of my nerd area, so I just love learning crap constantly. So yeah, I'll be looking that article up tonight because that is freaking awesome. Thanks for letting me know about that one, Red Lightning. That is cool stuff. Which is a good lesson in magic. You got to be willing to admit you're wrong and admit you don't know it all and admit you might even be stupid. That's how we grow. Let's see, Super K, what type of symbols or words would you use for a binding sigil and what do they mean? Honestly, for a binding sigil, I think I actually talked about this last week. I'm going to be doing a video on it too. I would do a Thorez box for a binding sigil, which is you use the Thurizaz rune, you use 4 of them, and you make a box. You want the thorn of the Thurizaz rune pointing inward, and you want what you're binding represented in its own sigil, or you can even just write the name in there. And you take these 2 things and put them together as a single sigil so that the sigil of the thing you're binding is in the Thurizaz box. So that's one method I would use. The other is I would just, let's say I wanted to bind Bob the Builder. I would actually write that out and I'd construct the sigil from the alphabetic letters. Or I'd choose a magical alphabet to do the same thing. Which I usually do my sigils in either the English alphabet or runic. And then once I construct the sigil, I charge the sigil, I activate the sigil, and I focus on the manifestation that I'm wanting. So, whoa, we jumped. Whoa, where are we? Okay, we jumped. Crap, I'm lost. Tresgard, the higher self and the soul are the exact same thing. The soul is the entity that we are that is far too large to be contained in this meat suit. What most people refer to as the soul of a living person is only a mere fragment of the entire soul that is our consciousness and being. So the soul and the higher self is the entirety of that consciousness and being. Trisca, I do not have any reason to believe that humans were created by the Anunnaki or the reptilians at all. In fact, of all the creator gods out there, very few of them would even remotely come close to those two categories. Have to get some sleep. Happy holidays and keep up the good work, Drake. Red Lightning, get some rest, man, and happy holidays to you too. Rest well. See, that's something I do not dream ever. I'm one of those people. It's like they thought I had sleep apnea, and well, I do have epilepsy, so they do a lot of sleep tests on me anyway. And my brain processes information like a dream, but I'm one of those people who never remembers squat. So I have been told coffee's supposed to help you dream, and it's like apparently I don't get that perk. I don't know. Now I've ate some bad guacamole, and that's caused a bit of weird dreams, which I don't recommend because that means you also got food poisoning. Don't do that. That's bad. Don't do that. Terror. Actually, young dragons are actually monitored for a very long time. Even once they become a guardian dragon, they will still have a watcher that looks over them. And most guardian dragons are between 500 and 1,000 years old. So they will still have a larger, older dragon still watching over them and protecting them. Let's see, Anubis. So kind of funny, but do you need to be good at social skills to work with them efficiently? Or will they understand you have some trouble with them? Yeah, actually, they will work with you very, they'll do their best to try and meet in the middle. As long as you're attempting to show respect, kindness, and you're genuinely wanting to build a friendship and a relationship, you're good to go. They can read in between the lines there. Mariah, do you think the form a dragon takes when they appear to us corresponds with the culture we're from? This is actually interesting, Mariah, because it can, but not necessarily. Because for me, dragons have appeared to me in practically every mishmash imaginable, whether it be Asian, Western. Um, but that said, I do know a lot of my Asian students do tend to get more dragons appear to them in the Asian Ling style. But I've also seen Asian students get the exact opposite, where in order to kind of help balance the understanding of the wider world, they tend to appear in the Western style. That's one thing. Just because their forms normally would represent an Asian or a Western dragon, doesn't mean it always will. When we did the videos for the first four rulers, we talked about their appearance most of the time. But they can actually choose to appear differently, and it can they can choose any reason. But I do think there are times when perhaps culture may come into it if it's beneficial, and only if it's beneficial. Sniper, if you're working on visualization, check out the Arcane Senses video. There's a few exercises in there to help you work on visualization skills. We do also have an Arcane Sight class over at the school at workingdragonmystic.com. Full detailed walkthrough on developing your visualization in Arcane Sight. We do enjoy your interesting chats. I'm glad, because I'll wander off down a rabbit trail of rambling from time to time. Ooh, coffee's good tonight. And yeah, Halloween's absolutely. Look at this. Halloween's. She keeping me in line here. Yeah, the Dragons of Flame ritual, if you're doing it and working on it, it too will also help with your visualization skills. Drake, what is your favorite magical power or ability? For example, evocation. Drake, what is the most powerful magic power and ability of all magic? Okay, see, the second one doesn't exist. There is no one that outclasses the other. Sorry. Once you get past the human concept of power, you learn that they all work together and they all share an equal amount. So none of them actually outclass the other. As to my favorite, ooh, that's tricky. I don't know. Crap, Austin, that's a hard question, my man. Because I love my divinations, because I love to know things. I love to learn. But that said, I honestly think it's a tie between evocation and soul travel for me, or evocation and journey work, depending on the terminology you want to use. Because I do love to be able to have that one-on-one, face-to-face conversation with these entities. Maybe it's the Southerner in me, I don't know, but I love to have that, just sit down and chat and be able to learn. For as powerful as divinations is, and it should never be taken lightly. Nor should the other two, by any means. Like I said, there's no one singular most powerful. Of the three pillars, those two would probably tie as my favorite. Because for someone who is not a very social person by and large, I am a social person. I just like to be able to wander off when I see fit. Tara, believe me, as a guy who suffers all the problems guys suffer, I have to agree, these meat suits were not designed well. Let's see what we got. Mrs. Weeks, good to see you. It's been a while. Hope you've been doing well. Happy holidays to you. Glad you was able to make it tonight. See, I think I might actually be getting close to the bottom of these questions and catching up. Anubis. Anubis, is there different kinds of currencies in different realms? Yeah, honestly, deeds, acts, honor, and energy tend to be the largest currencies. Even your own your word, your oath is a type of currency. One of my teachers actually said the biggest currency in the multiverse is responsibility and accountability. So never ask for anything if you're not willing to carry the weight of it. I didn't really understand what she meant at the time. But over the years working in the multiverse, I'm really starting to see it. And she ain't kidding. Don't ever think you're going to do magic and get something for nothing. Let's see. Okay, Okay, maybe I'm not catching up. It just jumped and updated on me. Crap. Okay. Let's see. Oh, well, there's a comment here about Ms. Weeks. Do dragons and unicorns work together? Yes. Unicorns, most unicorns are largely from the Fey realms, and since dragons they're not Fey, dragons themselves are not Fey, but they do help within the Fey realms. They do often work together. And yeah, I just answered the second one because yeah, the Fey and the dragons do work together quite a bit. Let's see if I can catch up with some of these here. Let's see. Hey, Mystic Lavender White Wolf, good to see you. Let's see. By and large, the consciousness of humanity wasn't created so much by an entity itself. The multiverse, things actually do come into being in the multiverse, almost in a natural way, not necessarily with a conscious creator kind of concept. That said, once that consciousness comes into being, there are entities that can help drive that consciousness to develop and grow and to hopefully reach its greater purpose. This is where what most people refer to as creator gods and stuff come in. They're the ones that begin to shape and create the area that this thing will grow in. In our case, it's what we call the physical realms. And they crafted it so that we could be here, we could be challenged, we could have the hardships, the lessons, and learn and grow and learn the lessons we need to actually grow as a conscious species and ascend to become what it is we are capable of being. Now, most entities across the multiverse do see humanity's great potential. They also know that humanity is barely freaking 1 year old and we're still in diapers. Divinations work regardless of what kind it is. If you're doing it correctly, you're tapping into energetic consciousness of the multiverse, and you're actually channeling the information from there. So the ideal of true divinations is to be able to tap into that knowledge base without a divination tool. That takes a lot of time, and it's also very draining. This is why a divination tool like tarot cards or runes or a scrying device is very, very helpful. But if you want to get into the deeper complexity of how divination works, Animal Man, that's what you're talking about. No, dragons and reptilians are not the same entities by far. In fact, dragons get really pissy when you call them that. I should know because I may or may not pick on a few dragons that way. Totally as friends, though. I would not pick on a dragon I don't know that way. Don't pick on a dragon you don't know that way. Make sure it's one that you got a good solid friendship with and you can joke back and forth. Let's see, Mariah. Thanks for doing the strike. This is an awesome way to learn from me. I'm not sure if I've already said this in other videos, but do you have an altar or a place where you honor the dragons? When I first started way back in the day, I did have an altar because I thought you had to have one. These days, I don't actually have an altar. I do not keep one. All I have is a work area. I have a table in the ritual room that honestly, it's a work area where I do my workings. And the main reason for it is because I don't want to get the carpet dirty. And before I had the table, which was a gift from a friend, by the way, I actually just had a piece of plywood. And that piece of plywood I'd set in the floor. And same reason, just to keep the wax and stuff off the carpet. There's nothing wrong with altars. It's just not a necessity within Dragon Magic. And when it comes to the deities I work with, again, I don't do the worship, so I don't keep an altar for those reasons. But for those people who do have them, there's nothing wrong with them at all. Me personally, I just keep a functional work area. I think someone even joked that my ritual room is more like a woodworking shop because I got my woodworking area where I do my projects, and I just kind of keep my tools around the room. Which I see the correlation they were drawing. Ms. Weeks, good. Oh, it's good to hear you've been doing good. And yeah, oh yeah, happy holidays for sure. Hopefully everyone gets what they want for the holidays. I'll be honest, Wisby, I have not looked into the Neuralink research as of yet. I know someone ran it by me, and it's in a stack of papers I got to go through and read. But with the holidays, I've just not had a chance. Let's see, Mystic Lavender. What? Well, ever since it's funny, ever since you posted your first rune, my dragon and co-magician have been throwing them at me to focus me to study them more. Well, hey, that's good. That's good. I hope you're enjoying the rune class that we're posting here for free. It is an experiment because we are trying to see if some of the smaller classes that can fit into a YouTube format will work. And right now, it seems to be doing pretty well. So let's see how it pans out by the time we finish uploading all the classes for that. But I am glad you are enjoying it, Mystic Lavender. Let's see. Halloween, thank you for getting some of these questions that I seem to be missing. Thank you. Oh yeah. I'm definitely working on Ascension. There's a few entities that say I got it in the bag, but I never. That doesn't mean I'm going to stop working on it. If I can get 100% of all the entities I work with tell me I got it in the bag, maybe then I'll buy it. But till then, I'm going to keep working to improve. I think Ascension does sound like a blast. So yeah, that's something I'll definitely be working on. Yes, it's perfectly fine to utilize a sanctum that still has blurry elements to it. I actually have one student. Their sanctum's pretty much a black void with a floor in it. That's what they use. Hey, Bernaldez, looks like you might have made it finally. Hey, man. Whoa, we jumped again. Crap. If the magic veil was to fall, well, which actually there's a lot of magicians that say the veil already fell. So there is actually a lot of magicians and practitioners out there, and with good reason, that think the veil no longer exists. It basically means that the divider would go down and energetic and manifestation activity of entities and other planes would increase within ours, which is why they suspect that, because in the last 8 years or so, we have seen a massive spike in the exact activity that would spike if that happened. Let's see. Peachy, I'm almost afraid to ask what you want for Christmas. So, well, yeah, let's not do it. Let's see here. Sorry, I'm late. I was baking cookies with my mom. Hey, no, dude, no worries about that. Baking cookies with your mom, that's a good time, man. Cookies are always a good reason to be late, if you ask me. Yeah, and actually, Tara, Halloween's correct. She's actually a good example of someone who actually worked with that exact situation. Work with entities of thought, knowledge, and intellect. Sniper would be a good place to start. So dragons wise, you could easily work with the ruler of air, Zephyr. Odin is actually a great entity when it comes to intellect, creativity, and ideals. If you're interested in Goetic entities, Paimon is wonderful to work with as well. Um, the Norse god Bragi is actually the god of music and poetry. So if you're wanting to be creative in those areas, he'd be a great way to go to. Thoth actually is another one, actually, which he was mentioned earlier. Oh, yeah, Halloween, the Muses. Yeah, that's a good one right there. The Muses, Halloween. Look at you one up on me again. You own it. Somebody got some sleep today and ate their Wheaties. I think everybody wants cookies now, and it's all Born's fault, but that's okay. We still love him. I mean, at least he has cookies, right? Oh no, they just compared my ritual room to woodworking. I do some woodworking, but it's amateur, so it's just for little projects around the house. And no, I don't sell it. Now look, more now you got everybody wanting you to bake them cookies. Oh Lord, what's the merch quote you're talking about, Lavender? What did I do this time? Odin is my bestie. We might have to put that one on a sticker or something. That ain't a bad one. I kind of like that. Mariah, what's my favorite Hollywood movie involving dragons or fantasy in general? Ooh, that's hard. Uh, you know what? Dragon movie was. I'm actually probably going to go Dragonheart. I don't know why. That one just always seems to speak to me. Fantasy, I think it's a little harder. I think fantasy, I might have to go. It might be a tie between the old movie Excalibur and the 2 or 3 part TV series of Merlin that they turned into a movie. Um, I think those might be my go tos. Brad, hey, Purple Meditation is going great. Thank you for the class. You are absolutely welcome. I'm glad it's going awesome, Brad. Mugs up to you, man. Yeah, Sean Connery was awesome. I keep forgetting he voices the dragon in that, don't he? He was awesome. He was a great actor. He'd be missed. Yeah, we could use a few more pro dragon movies. I guess we could. This is true. This is true. although my wife told me about an ideal she heard for, and I know this isn't real magic. This is kind of in the fantasy ideal, but it's funny for a D&D campaign where instead of the king hiring people to slay the dragon, it turns out the princess hires the adventurers to protect the dragon because she don't want to get married. And the dragon and the adventurers are just, working together to fend off all these people trying to slay the dragon, which I thought was freaking funny. Yeah, we are at a major transition point, energetically speaking, which is good. It's a very good thing. So where we? Oh, we're over our hour. My cough is getting better. Far fewer interruptions. We all start somewhere, Tara, and we all grow at our own rate. We all build friendships at our own rate, too. Don't compare your journey to someone else's. Anubis, a major energy point. Okay, so energy points work in cycles. So if you actually read the Edis, Ragnarok isn't the end of all things. It's the end of a cycle and the beginning of a new one. And as we hit those energy transitions, those major points, it affects events and lives all over the world. How we respond to those events is very, very important, especially as magicians. And being able to hold our head high, get up, and face it head on is very important. So as we hit this point and move into the Age of Aquarius, which is an age of transformation, and many people actually think it's the new beginning, that we're clearing through a Ragnarok right now. How we choose to do things from here out will have a great impact on the world as we know it. And for those of us who practice magic, it's a little more important for us. Spoke too soon. So, because since we have the knowledge of a greater picture, the multiverse holds us to a higher standard. Ah, crap. Sorry about the coughing, people. I apologize. All right, everybody, I am going to go ahead and wrap this up. Or try to. Help support the channel. Check out the merch shop. And if you're interested in the 2020 Yule mug, get it quick. We do have one or two of the Halloween 2020 mugs left. Only one or two. So if you're interested and you haven't got yours yet, grab that. We are planning to do a stream on Christmas night. I've had a few people ask if we wouldn't. No, we will be doing a stream. I know it's a busy night, so we'll see how it turns out. And yes, we will be streaming New Year's Day as well. I've also been asked about video releases. I am wanting to try and keep the Tuesday video releases rolling without missing a week due to holidays. That's my goal. At this point, I don't see any reason why we won't, unless the holidays throw us a big, big curveball. I do appreciate you all taking consideration that I have family, I have holiday activities, as well as work that I need to try and balance out. I do highly appreciate that. Thank you all very much. But I am hoping that we won't miss any other videos or streams. That's at least my goal. So we'll see if I can make that happen for y'all. And me, because let's be honest, I enjoy what I do. Let's see. Seems like there's something else I'm supposed to be. Whoa! I can't believe I almost forgot. Crap. We passed 5K this week, people. And we're almost at 5K 100. Now, that means we're very, very close to your 5.5K for me to dress up as the Grinch for the Christmas stream. In fact, we're so close. I already got the face paint. So, we have hit a bit of a low, though. We have hit a low. So slow down a little bit. So make sure you're sharing the playlist, the channel, stuff like that to get the information out to people who might be interested in so we can get those subs up and hit our goal. So I have to dress up like the Grinch on the Christmas stream because honestly, it's going to be great to see you all for Christmas. Those of you that can join us, obviously, I know many of you are probably going to be fussing with family and doing activities and playing games. I understand that totally. Don't worry about that. But for those who can join me or watch the replay, you get to see me make a fool. So it's all going to be fun and wonderful, and it helps support the channel. And by all means, check out the merch site. Some of the YouTube changes are affecting the ads and stuff, so the merch site is going to be a big help in the following year. To help us keep the cameras and lights on and going and everything, to replace equipment, those kinds of things. And everyone, thank you so very much. The 5K, I see Sniper here congratulating me on it. Thank you very much. Honestly, that's as much you all as it is me. I've told you all before, I really didn't expect this channel to do well. I didn't think anyone would be interested in what I have to say. So that is really awesome. And I thank you all for everything you do to help us out, to help grow the channel. I thank you for spending your time with us here in the live chats and spending your time to enjoy the video content we create you all. With that, I'm going to sign off, finish up some coffee here, get a little bit more work done. And you all have a wonderful holiday. And if I'm looking at this calendar correctly, I'll be seeing you all on Christmas. All right. Y'all take it easy. Have a good one and stay safe. Enjoy your week. Happy holidays. Good night.